Hello, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'll be explaining more things about the Ascensions and how they've gotten completely buffed and they're much easier to do. Anyways, let's get right into this video. Now, a lot of you know that Grow Garden added rebirths or ascensions, which they're basically rebirths. You lose all your shekels, you get 10 garden coins, and you keep doing that. However, a lot of people didn't like that because a lot of the things you could purchase with garden coins costed a lot. Like they costed like 20 to 50 garden coins each, and most of it wasn't worth it other than the egg slots and I guess the third garden slot. However, recently they made it so ascensions you can do it every 4 hours, I believe, and it doesn't require a complex mutation cycle. I remember a lot of people kept telling me that it was really hard to ascend because there were mutations like twisted and drenched and wet and frozen. They were hard to get. Well, not hard to get, but it's hard to not get them to overlap. If you got twisted and windstruck on a fruit, you get tempestuous, right? I had a requirement for a twisted ember lily, and whenever the tornado came out and it wasn't twisted, I wouldn't play. And that was really frustrating, you know? I tried to ascend, and it took me 3 days to get all the mutations on that ember lily. And a lot of people who couldn't get the mutations on the plant they needed just didn't ascend. Or they traded pets like the griffin or corrupted kitsune for the plant they needed for ascension, which was kind of crazy. And yeah, it was annoying. I mean, it was annoying for me. It was annoying for many other people. One time, I had a requirement for a cloud-touched, moonlit, shocked burning bud, which is not that hard, actually. However, the thing is getting the mutation on that burning bud was hard because my garden is kind of crowded. The garden with burning buds, it's crowded. And yeah, it's going to take a while. And they just buffed it. So if you had something that was really hard, like a very hard ascension, go back and check. It will not be as hard. I had a freaking drenched, twisted, and what? I think ceramic, no, not ceramic, sandy, Romanesco, which I don't know about you, but that's pretty hard. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And now it's changed to just a frozen giant pine cone, which frozen is an easy mutation to get because all you need is a wet spray, which I have like 30 of, and a chilled spray, which I have like 70 of. So, yeah, I'm glad they buffed the Ascensions. In other news, the game might also be dying. However, I do think it might undie because the Ascensions definitely got a lot of people to quit. I do know a lot of people who quit. However, the game might be dying because earlier today, I saw it reach 500,000 players. Which I don't know about you, but for a game that reached 22.3 million in the first few months of its lifespan, that's really bad. And because of this, a lot of people are actually quitting. And a lot of people on Jandil's new TikToks are saying, who plays GAG anymore? People still play GAG? GAG's so mid. Stuff like that. And yeah, the game might be dying. Now, I know a lot of my previous videos have been about the game dying, but I actually think it's just kids are back in school, I guess. However, also, it is definitely a part of this update being too confusing. The game's not casual anymore. It's not casual. I remember the lunar event. I remember how casual that was. Every hour you hop on, or it was every 10 minutes before. Every hour or every 10 minutes, I guess, you hop on. The moonlit plants go on your fruits. You give it to the wise old owl. He gives you your rewards. Chill, not complex. Easy. You know, I'm talking with a calm voice, actually thinking about it. I remember how happy I was to get 2 night seed packs. I got a moon glowing glow shroom. Happiest day of my life that day. You know, it was really casual back then. But the more recent updates are a lot less casual and more grindy, you know, especially the Zen event. The Kitsune was a 0.08% chance, so that's really hard to get. I would have gotten a 0.25 or a 0.1, but that was insanely low. And now the game's also very grindy. However, there's nothing really to grind for. It's not casual anymore. The new pets suck, all of them. All these new 1% pets, the cockatrice, the French fry ferret, the griffin especially, the corrupted kitsune, they crashed the divine pets market. The new divine pets, the last divine or prismatic pet with trade value was either, the red kitsune, and the lobster thermodor has like a bit of trade value, but it's not that good for trade value. And honestly, it's very sad because getting like a 1% pet used to, no, not a 1%. Hatching one of those good old pets like a T-Rex or a kitsune felt so good. But I hatched like rolled 3 griffins, hatched a cockatrice even, and I'm not satisfied. It's not fun anymore. And what they need to do is they need to make the egg chances much lower, but make the eggs a bit easier to get. This event eggs, it's easy to farm, but in fairy points, it's a lot. Like why 8,000? Remember the honey currency, right? How things were cheaper in honey. They were 40 honey, 10 honey, 30 honey, 15 honey, 12 honey. That was reasonable. I like that. Why are we in the thousands? Even the Grow Garden currencies have hit inflation. Because if this is how the game is going to go, I don't think I'll be wanting to play anymore as well. If all these new pets are 1% and everyone's hatching them, it doesn't feel rewarding, Imagine hatching a T-Rex, which I got a couple dino eggs left and I hatched one earlier, and that felt good. And when I hatched a French fry ferret, I did not care. I just straight up traded it away because these new pets also don't have good abilities.